is time. It is time to brew your best beer.
The 2016 SJPorr Challenge is dedicated to your friend and ours, Paul Wickstein. Brought to you by Brewcraft USA, iMake, Gladfield Malting, Yakima Valley Hops, The Grain Bill, Brewers Exchange, Keg Kingdom Homebrew Supply, Hiraki Homebrew, and a special thanks to our silver sponsors.
All right, hello, SJPorr 2016 beer review for a beer called 85V-43L-76X, the American Session Pale Bitter Mild. Check that out. American Session Pale Bitter Mild. That is a lot of words for one beer, but I like it. OG 1042, FG 1010 for a grand total of 4.2% ABV. So, let's bust into this bad boy and see what happens. I did read a little bit about this. We have 2 varieties of malt, I believe, Maris Otter and Two Row, 5 different hop varieties, and 2 yeasts, which is cool. That I thought was an interesting touch. I forget what the 2 are. Nottingham. Hold on. Yes, indeed. Nottingham and the Safale English ale yeast. So that's a cool little dry yeast explosion there. So let's chip this thing open and see what happens. That is quite a hiss. Let's get a pour on it. Big thanks to my dude Chris Nama, Beaver Dog Brews, for choosing the number 3 in the lottery, which is basically how I'm picking all of my SJPorr beers, so that I do them in a completely random order. So Nama was the one that responded, chose number 3, and here we are. That is a cool looking beer. So on the descriptions online, damn, that thing almost glows. That's almost got the Ryan Lewis glow, which is cool. It's a cool looking beer. So let's see what this is all about. The appearance I like. It said in the description it was hazy, which it is, but I like the way these hazy beers look sometimes. Sometimes you just get this beer and the head is sticking around like crazy. We could probably even spin it up a little further, but it just looks inviting to me. I don't know what it is, but some of these hazy beers, I think they look awesome. So the appearance, I can get behind. The aroma, let's see what's in the aroma. Some, is it citrus? You kind of got to dig for the aroma. There's not a ton of aroma jumping off the top of this beer, but a pale bitter mild, I probably wouldn't expect a ton. But there is like almost I don't know if it's grapefruity, but there's a pithy citrusy hop in there somewhere that smells pretty nice. I like this. I like the aroma of this beer. Jesus Christ, put your hat on straight, you drunk. So, I guess what's left but to taste it. I do like the smell of it. You got to work for it, but it's there. There's like a nice underlying hoppy thing. I don't get really any aroma of the malts per se, but there's definitely a hoppiness that comes out of the aroma. Oof, that's carbed. Hold on, let me spin a little carbonation out of this. It'll come out of there, though. The head sticks around really well. Okay, so flavor. There is a sweet, is it biscuity? A definite English maltiness to it. Like my I can't decide between toast, like a kind of almost like a buttered toast, and a crackery malt in there. That is tasty. I'm kind of looking through. I printed out the score sheets, so then I look down and I see 7 million words that should tell me what beers are supposed to taste like, and my brain just goes, I don't know, it tastes like all those things. The thing I keep coming back to is like a good piece of toast on good bread, which is a really good thing. And there's there's a citrusy hoppiness. I know there's some Willamette, I know there's some Centennial, I know there's some Simcoe, I believe, in this beer. I really should have my laptop sitting right here so I could actually read about the beer, but well, I didn't do that, so that's all right. That's okay. It's okay. I like this. The mouthfeel is good. It's like a really good Midwest pale ale, which for the people on the coast probably doesn't make a lot of sense, or around the world for that matter. Oh, excuse me. Wow, that's carved. But like a Midwest pale ale, they're very, very malt forward, and the hops generally lie underneath, which sometimes isn't that great of a thing, but when they're done well, they can be really good. Jesus. This is done really well. Yeah, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause us for a minute. We're gonna take a little break. I'm gonna cup this lovingly, let it warm up, and then let's reconvene after I've scribbled some things on this piece of paper, and let's see how it changes with a couple more degrees of warmth in it. So sit tight for like no seconds, because I'll be right back. Like now, we're back now. Okay, so this got a little bit more temperature in it. The hops are starting to come out of it a little bit more, which I like. I really like the combination of hops. Sometimes, you read that a beer has 5 hop varieties, and whoa, it's so crazy. That blend really works. When I read the description, I saw 5 hop varieties. Sometimes that can just turn into like a mud pit, and you can't pick up anything from the hops. But this has got a really good, like grassy in a good way, citrusy kind of thing working. The Willamette usually works as a good base for those really citrusy hops, and I think that's kind of the case here. I could just be talking out of my ass too. I don't know any of the recipe. I don't know any of the what went late, what went early, but it's a nice beer. This is a good beer. Man, I would pay for this beer. This would be a good like a good beer to have a 12-pack of cans of. Yeah, it's kind of surprising. It's not a bitter beer at all. I don't know what the IBUs are, but the bitterness it definitely builds. As the more I drink of it, the more the bitterness builds kind of on the back of the tongue, which makes it drink more like a hoppier beer than I think it probably is. Man, this thing is. I don't know why the carb is hitting me so hard on this one. This is a really solid beer. The more I drink it, the more I compare it to beers I've had at at little brew pubs and stuff, and this is totally a brew pub beer. I feel like kind of one of those. It's not an IPA. It's not a pale ale, but it's like it'd be a good approachable house beer for a brew pub, which I think should be a compliment. If it didn't come off that way, that's what it was. It was a compliment. I like it. This would be a good gateway beer, I think. Yeah. American Session Pale Bitter Mild. I wish you could have fit one or two more words in the name of the beer. Maybe like American Golden Session Pale Bitter Englishy Mild. I don't know. I don't know what the extra words that we would need in there are, but I feel like we could have stuffed a couple more in. This is a winner. I like it, and I will not apologize for that. Yeah, I'd be curious. I'd be curious about the recipe on this one to see when the hops went in and what the combos of the late hops versus the bittering hops and stuff were, because it's got a really good character. This is a well thought out beer, and you did a damn good job. So with that, I'm going to fill out the rest of this piece of paper, and we'll get on to the next one. So cheers to 85V-43L-76X. Nice beer. Thanks, Matt.